Alright, I'm gonna try to make this video. I don't like editing, so here goes. It's May 23rd, 2014, 8:32 a.m. Um, Here I am. I just want to talk about some of the things I've been through lately, and um, I don't want to get into a really long story because I know that it could be like an hour long of me talking about the shit I've just been through just in the past month even. But I think the thing that I want to speak on most bluntly is the fact that I woke up one morning having been ill and feeling fuzzier than normal, and almost just like different, but just so like well, I'm sick, so it's okay to feel different and fuzzy. But as it went away, and it went away rather fast, I realized that the way I was thinking and the way that my thoughts were working just seemed really different. It was almost like having been a individual who was introverted and could formulate ideas in my mind, and my mind would race and race and race and race, and it was constantly figuring out something, or there was always it was almost like a hyper survival mode, where there was a lot of fear and a lot of problem solving going on, because there was a lot that didn't seem very stable or safe. So I wake up and I suddenly feel more verbal and more capable of communicating outwardly than being an inward person who thinks about their thoughts prior and then formulates the best response. It's almost like I feel dumber because I'm less capable of thinking about my decision making process, and it was really scary to wake up like that, and then to like really fully, come. I mean, after days, it was like, really, this is not right. This is terrifying to such a degree that I don't even know how to express it, and there was nobody in my life that I felt I could really speak to about it. I mean, I spoke to them, but they didn't listen, and they didn't believe me, because it's while it might it might appear indiscernible. I mean, I don't know what even happened. I don't know. I mean, my first impulse is to say that they removed some part of my frontal lobe, somehow, perhaps anger, some portion of anger was isolated and removed, because suddenly my control became much different, and it was almost like my thoughts were like coming like this and then stopping at a certain point. It was almost like I could feel the location of the missing portion of my life, of my capacity to understand the world. And it's really disgusting when when the only people that you've been able to lay your trust in, your family and a relationship, a friend or whatever, who you thought you could trust. I mean, or you tried to trust these people, but and then you and then you find them laughing in your face about it, and calling you names. Um, I mean, I'm surprised I'm not crying about it right now, because it's just extremely depressing that somebody would laugh in my face. Someone who had raised me would laugh in my face after having brain damage, and yeah, and then being kicked out of the place I'm staying. You know, my family's home. It's just, I mean, I'm back now, but it's just like, when will I ever have stability? When will I mean, now that I can't even do as much, it's like, where I have this like fear inside that that I'm going to make the wrong decision because I have something different going on. So it's really, it's like, how would I have done this in the past? And um, I don't know. I just don't know, because here I am now, and um, yeah, I don't even know what happened. And I mean, I can still do a lot of the same things, and with a lot of the same capacity. It's not like it's been so extreme that I'm whatever, but I just wonder to myself if I can even figure out my life, if I can fix my life now because of my lack of capacity. That's really the crux of the issue now. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not okay. Um, it's really just not okay. I don't know who made the decision for me, or if somebody thought I asked for this to happen to me, but really, uh, I wondered to myself, okay, so perhaps they did it so that if I found out the reality of the situation, I wouldn't enact some sort of justice. Which, I guess that could be a fear, but really, I'm at a point in my life where I'd really rather not cause more pain than necessary, because I know what pain feels like. I know what suffering feels like. I know what a lot of these, a lot of the things that one could cause somebody. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have your life um, manipulated by another individual, and then cast aside when they're done with you. And it's not fun. And I'd rather not. I don't like being that person. I'd rather not, you know. But it would have been nice to have a fully functioning brain, in which I could figure out um, how to fix my shit. I guess I still could try, but it's almost like I'd be wondering to myself the entire time if if I'm even getting the full scope of knowledge, because as of yet, we're still in a developmental phase of humanity in which we don't know everything still, yet we have a pretty firm grasp of some things, but it's still pretty basic, because we're still building off of knowledge from only a few hundred years ago, because it's like, after wars or whatever, knowledge is discarded, and it's like they start over or something, or they just they feel threatened by another culture's capacity, or I don't even know. Um, and that makes me wonder if the culture at large, as it is, the masses, have something against a trans person, because we seem like another race in which they're competing for resources against, and they feel have little value in society because, well, one, my performance level isn't living up to some valedictorian standard, because I'm sure there's some trans person out there that is a valedictorian and they look fucking awesome, whereas I look like some idiot who's been so affected by society that I've barely had a chance to live. So yeah, so now it's like, well, here I am. I feel partially dumbed down. I don't. I don't know what to say. Like, what really happened to me? And then the fact that, like, the people in my life, just like, I can't tell if they're sickened by it or if they think it's funny. Um, yeah, was I going around pretending like I was superior to people? That could have been the perception, given the fact that I'm really mostly introverted. And people might make the assumption that an introverted person does that because they feel superior, but really, an introverted, like for me, it was more like people have always made fun of me, or interactions always unfold in such a manner in which I become the one that looks like the aggressor or the mean one, when in fact, like, how did, I mean, it doesn't, those behaviors don't come from nothing. I mean, I wonder to myself where they, like, where have they arisen from? And I just, it's not something that I can just explain away, because I know I haven't been perfect, but you could say the same for a lot of people. If I were born male, I'm sure my behaviors would be perceived much differently, or in such a manner that um, I would have been encouraged differently, obviously, as well, but I don't know. The point of this video was to say, yeah, be careful about who you trust. Um, I don't even know if I can trust anybody. I'm making this video because, well, hi, I'm a person, and look, I look fine. Yeah, I look fine right now, but I mean, I'm in a comfortable situation at the moment. I have some resources at my disposal. Some people willing to lend me aid, but I can't seem to trust the government, because I know that it's controlled by a patriarchy in which doesn't support trans males transitioning F to M's necessarily. It almost feels like I don't even know what it feels like, but I know that there can be misunderstandings, and due to mob mentality, yeah, there could be mistakes made for people such as myself, because somebody thinks that they're being patronizing and trying to help, when in fact they're just throwing away a person who is slash was highly capable of a lot of things, but um, now it's like I don't feel like I have any options even. I mean, my my only real idea is to go back to school, or keep educating myself. But then I wonder then I wonder, is the education I'm receiving really valid? Does it hold sway? Is it for realsies? Because in the end, it's really just words and constructs and ideas, and sometimes we don't even know if those ideas are real or not. And it's so, and I've just become, I don't know, deconstructed in such a way that it's like, well, let's cut to the chase. What do I really need to do, and am I capable of that? And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, after I've had this brain damage, maybe not. Like, for a while I was thinking maybe I could, and then this happened, and the confidence that I was almost forcing on myself, in order to just get by in a world in which I have to exist as a loner still, basically. I mean, it's not that I don't like people; it's just that relationships get muddled. I get super attached to people, or I can only really relate to a few people, and those relationships either end up getting incestuous or too intense to a point where we burn each other out. So it's just depressing. I just don't function in groups. I don't force my way into conversations, so it just makes me feel uncomfortable. So I don't know. So really, just it's just sad. like was feeling good about my life, about the kind of trajectory I was going towards, and had my situation like pulled out from under me by the establishment, by those who happen to have power due to their credibility, their capacity to obtain a job, their capacity to obtain a certain level of authority, yeah, in which they are granted rights and or the privilege to make a decision about how they deal with another person, who they don't necessarily know, don't have a full story, don't have never spoken to in person, haven't experienced their situations. So it's like obviously I'm like never the one who's believed. So it's just that's just how it seems, at least. So I mean, it's just like I go and I it's like I was trying to go back into my life, and it was sort of working, but it was like I was doing too much, um, and it just all fell apart because I guess it's the anger thing, because I've just been so it's just been so many times that people make an assumption about my intelligence level, due to my appearance and my trans status. Um, I'm just mad about the trans thing, that um, quote unquote normal heterosexual people think that they're superior because they don't need to change their bodies or whatever, or feel that they're stronger people because they don't need to do it, or don't feel they need to do it, or they think that they've figured out gender already. But really, I don't know what's going on underneath. I don't know what's going on underneath. But these people um, tend to treat me differently than they treat other people in their whatever permutation of existence. So I'm like here, and they're and they make an assumption that I'm dumb because I just look a certain way or something, or my life has gone in a certain way, and being naive and experimental at this point. I could look like an idiot, but really, um, somebody, I mean, somebody can make assumptions. I don't like making assumptions about somebody's intelligence level just looking at their face, because underestimating people, or whatever, or jumping to a conclusion can render them uh, gone from your life, like instantaneously. Like they'll never even want to give you another opportunity in some cases, um, which is how I feel sometimes, because it's just like, I mean, it's like I'd rather not even bother, because at a certain point there's almost no hope, because sometimes the people aren't even capable of grasping it or something. Um, so then they jump to the conclusion that I'm dumb because my way of being is different. So, I mean, it's almost like I'm interacting in a world where where I and like a few others are the odd men out, or odd women, odd men out, and then the rest are these people on a different evolutionary trajectory that feel that we are um, icky or something. And it's just sad and disturbing, because well, we didn't ask to be put on this earth, and I didn't ask. It just happened to be, and tried to make the best of the situation, and whatever. I mean, I don't know. I hate that phrase. I don't know. But yeah. So then I mean, it's like the masses decide they want to cause pain to somebody that they don't understand or feel threatened by, I guess. Is that the case? Because, like, look at me. I mean, yeah, I'm capable of communicating right now, but I mean, this is all improvisational. Why would I mean, bother writing it down prior? I mean, I'd rather be like a. I guess it's just tailing away. I think I need to end this video. So later.